Good morning, afternoon, power hitters, solar warrior tribe, and all other members of power. My name is Jarrett McAllister. Today is Tuesday, January 17th, 2023, and welcome to the Power Hitters Tuesday training. We do this every week at 10 a.m. Pacific, and I am so excited to get back from our Power Leadership Summit the past couple days. We are totally fired up, hanging out with the top 150 members of power, leaders, organizers, team members. It was next level. If you weren't there or didn't make it there, you messed up, but hopefully you're able to make it on the next one. So Mr. Brunasso, why don't we, let's move over to success stories, jump right in here, shall we?
Yeah, let's do it.
Cool. So like we do every week, we're going to start off with some success stories. These are wins, team wins. Obviously, sales are great, right? New recruit. But rather than just saying, hey, I closed a 10 kW with 2 batteries and, got it last night. Tell us how you got it, or maybe like a little adversity, or throw a tip in there of like how you overcame something, because that's where people learn. Everybody loves hearing we're all making sales, which we are. But it's even that much better when you had to overcome something. That's where people learn. So who has a success story? Iselia, I see that you have your hand raised, so we'll go with you first. And can I just say it was great to meet you in person?
It was so nice to meet you. I didn't know you were so tall.
Wow.
It was really nice to see everyone. Had an amazing time at the Leadership Summit. Without a doubt, when that came up, I was like, I'm in. But I want to share with you, fortune is in the follow-up, right? So when I first joined Power, my journey has been a little bit longer than some of us, but I'm here and I'm doing, pretty darn good. But when I joined Power, one of my first mentor proposals was with Jonathan Brunasso, and we did my best friend's property in La Palma. And he was like, no, not right now. 2 years later, he regretted not going solar. I said, hey, you got to do this because NEM 3.0. So he did a full extensive spreadsheet on Tesla, Sunrun, SunPower, and Power. So full spreadsheet, price, we all priced it out. So we're doing a solar and then plus battery and then plus roof. So that is fortune is in the follow-up.
Sweet.
Yeah, and then
that is awesome.
Yeah.
I saw you. And you know why fortune's in the follow-up? Because ain't nobody following up. I mean, as a sales veteran, 20 years, you guys know how long I've been doing this. I'm awful at following up, and it's just a fault, something that I always, that's like New Year's resolution type stuff. I'm going to be better at following up this year. Because when you follow up, you get top of mind and you will get sales. And for you to follow up with a client from, what is that, 2 years ago?
2 years ago.
Man, I'm writing that down because I have a list of people I talked to 2 years ago. And I guarantee there's some that haven't gone solar. I'm going to say, hey, you got like 60 days. You ever going to do this or not? So awesome. I say congratulations on that and great seeing you.
And then one mentee that he hit tier 2. So we closed 3 of his, he's done. And then another one. So anyways, really fun. I had 3 closes on one day. So there you go.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. All right. Next with their hand raised. Nick, what's up, brother?
Hey, man. Sorry, I missed the Leadership Summit, but I was closing business.
Understood.
So I have to give a shout out to Jonathan Brunasso. He introduced BNI to me 2 years ago this month. And I've done 14 deals with BNI. Just closed a BNI deal on Saturday as one of the members of the chapter. And I just got a call from the former dentist in my chapter yesterday saying, hey, I'm ready to go solar. So I met him 2 years ago and he came back to me and said, I need to go solar before this NEM 3.0 goes. So BNI is a great organization and just an endless supply of good leads, good quality leads.
Incredible, man. Yeah, personally, I don't have a ton of experience with BNI, but I've had lots of sales reps enroll in BNI. I know Brunasso has had success with BNI. And when you listen to everyone's BNI story, everyone's gotten deals from BNI. I mean, it doesn't happen right away, right?
No.
I mean, how long have you been in BNI for?
So it'll be 2 years next month. And, I've been in Power a year and a half. So 6 months after I joined Power, I joined BNI, and it was off of a Brunasso, training session of BNI.
Cool, man. And then how long did it take for you to get your first deal?
A good solid year.
A good solid year. But now that you got that one, it's one of the members, he's going to start telling some people, and that's how it works.
Yeah. So I had the former VP go solar with me first, and then another member went solar with me, but it's the referrals on the sell-through side that BNI has become so good to me. So those are coming in regularly now, like one a month, and it'll be 3 BNI deals in the month of January.
Man, great job. And I see in the chat, Eric wrote that he got 4 personal sales this month, which is January. We're halfway through, from BNI.
Yeah.
So BNI works if you work it.
That's right.
Cynthia, to the world's greatest Uber Lyft driver for us on Friday night. Thank you so much again.
Yeah, just driving you all around Carlsbad, just want to make sure you guys had a good time.
Which we did. What you got?
Funny, same thing. My team network, which is like BNI, I don't do any other kind of networking to get my personal sales, and all of my personal sales come from my team group. So I just attend once a week, and this year I closed off with 18 personal sales from this that came from them. And yeah, so if you guys aren't a part of one of those groups, you should definitely join one. That's all.
That's fire, Cynthia. Absolutely incredible. I'm seeing more people in the chat mention. So Eric said he had 6 in November. Conley's got 10 deals due to BNI. So we're dropping some nuggets here, you guys. So yeah, definitely. If you're not part of a networking group, get a part of one. And then Sambavi, I don't know if I said your name correctly. You had your hand raised.
Somebody,
Would you like to share something with the group?
I didn't get to be there this past weekend, but the first day of the conference, I had a personal best, and I entered 5 utility bills that day.
Yeah.
That was very fun. I had 3 of them come from consultants, and 2 of them come from something I sold on Facebook Marketplace.
Excellent job. What did you sell on Facebook Marketplace that led to utility bills? Are you selling solar on Marketplace?
So actually, Facebook Marketplace is, yeah, I am, but I'm in Virginia, right, where I live. And so I sold a table and chairs, but I tell everybody that comes to pick anything up from me, if it's little or big or whatever, I'm just unloading stuff. And I've been introduced to, I've got an HOA guy who's working on changing the CCRs for the entire HOA, and it's got more than 450 homes. I met him from a Facebook Marketplace pickup. He's going to be working with me. I met an EPA guy who's in the Renewable Clean and Green group here in Fredericksburg, Virginia. He wants to sit down and talk to me. I'm trying to think what else, but I've gotten two utility bills, so that's really fun. Just talking to people.
Great job. That's the secret to success as well, you guys. Just talk to every single person you know. First thing, solar, right? Have you ever considered it? Would you like a free quote? Great job, said Bobby. Seriously. And then I guess I'll wrap this up with my own. I have so much success. It would take up an hour, but I did get a really cool email just a couple days ago, and I shared it with Brunasso. But your boy hit the Centurion Group 100 deals sold with Power. I've been working towards that, and just really excited and honored to be part of this platform and to help out 100 homeowners switch over to renewable. And that's quite a bit of pocket change too. And 100% of those 100 deals were all done virtually. Every single one of them never been in a client's home. So
that's awesome, Garrett.
Pretty cool. Pretty cool.
Very cool.
Yes, sounds good. Bill, do you have a quick one? We're going to move on, but do you got something quick?
Just really fast, I want to welcome Dan Deal, brand new consultant to the platform. And I've got my couple of deals here this last week and a couple more this week. So go team.
Go
Awesome.
team. Go team is right. All right, man. Well, hey, Brunasso,
Let's
what's
do
up,
it.
brother? How are you?
Good morning, good afternoon, everyone. Yeah, it was great in San Diego, and that's what we're going to talk about today. I've got a picture I'll need you to explain here in a second, Jarrett, but let's get into it, guys. Tom Cotter, do you have a quote you wanted to share? Or
I do. Thanks, Jonathan. And I think it kind of ties into, the leadership summit that we were at. The quote is, good leaders have the vision and great leaders give the vision. Now, a lot of people on this call may not think of themselves as a leader, but know that leading people is not that difficult. Being a leader is about getting your people in front of the resources where they can pick up more pieces of the puzzle, so to speak, so that they can get the vision of what we're about. When you start with power, you get like, this is a little puzzle piece right here. You get one little piece of the puzzle. It's why later on people tell you, oh my gosh, it's like the light bulb goes on. I never realized power was all this. So when you go to when you finish tier 1 training, you get a piece of the puzzle. When you go to Power On, you get a piece of the puzzle. When you go to team training today, you get a piece of the puzzle. When you go to Leadership Summit or Virtual Summit, March 3rd and 4th, or our national conference coming in person next September, in those big events, you may get like 10 or 15 pieces of a 1,000-piece puzzle. So you don't need to go to be a leader. You don't need to go to like John Maxwell's leadership training school, right? To be a good leader in power, you just need to get people in front of the resources where they can get another piece of the puzzle until they eventually get the big picture really of what we're doing. So that's what the vision is about. Thanks, Jonathan.
Thank you, Tom. Yes, leadership, building a team, helping others. If you don't want to be selling solar in 10 years and you want to have ultimate freedom, being a leader, building a team, that's what we get to do here. Can't be more true after this leadership summit. So I got 1 or 2 updates, and then we're going to do a leadership summit recap. Guys, I want to hear from Tom, Jarrett, anyone else that wants to chime in. Cynthia, we got a few slides and even a couple slides of the Jeremy Minor training. So let's make this extremely productive. As far as events and trainings go, take a screenshot if you're new. Every Monday, JC has an amazing training. Every Tuesday, we have this training. Every Thursday, Melissa Dawson on Power Calendar trains on Enterprise. And this Thursday, Women of Power, Cynthia, Isela, Marisa, do an amazing training every Thursday at 10 a.m. Jordan Shaw will be training on NEM 3.0 this Thursday, 10 a.m. So write that down if you want to attend that. If you're new here, Power On onboarding, get all new teammates to attend 12 or 5 Pacific Power Calendar. This Friday, Building with Bobby, guys, every Friday at 9 a.m. Special guest Chris Brunasso here. I think he's here today. He's going to be training the team with Bobby on team building and how he's the top recruiter in all of power and likely the solar industry, seriously. So this Friday, 9 a.m. Pacific, again, powercalendar.com. If you want to build, make sure to attend that. Next Tuesday, to be determined, lots more in Power Calendar. Of course, we're going to see more market spotlights. Regional meetings are going to be happening, office hours, ops meetings. So please keep an eye out for that. And just as a reminder, this masterclass immersive will be Wednesday, February 8th. We do it once a month, 9 to 1. So write that down, February 8th. Try to free the calendar. And then March 3rd and 4th is our 2-day virtual national convention. That's going to be epic. So make sure to write that down as well. There's SolarCon in Utah. Our CEO, Jonathan Budd, will be speaking at that in April. I'll be there as well. We'll do an in-person San Diego and another Mentor Factory as usual in October. So lots of great events. Powered World Virtual. Once a year we do this, guys. 2 days of all out training and resources. Jeremy Minor will be back on stage giving us 1 to 2 hours of just gold. and nuggets and training. Yes, he will be there for 90 to 120 minutes. He told Cammie. So you attending just for him on these 2 days will give you more deals and help you close more deals. So super powerful. This is free to everyone that's paying an $85 subscription. Jeremy Minor, guys, is freaking expensive. Okay. Let me just tell you, he's expensive. At SolarCon, April 20th to 22nd. I had a great time last year. Many of us are going this year. I worked with Jake Hess to get us a coupon code. I'm not making anything off of this, but it's 50% off tickets. So you can use a coupon code Power Up. It's not a recruitment fest. It's training, networking. It's very valuable. So if you're able to make it to Utah, spend some bucks and network in the industry, we worked out a coupon code for y'all. SolarCon, Power Up. Real fast. We are going to talk on NEM 3.0. I did get these 2 graphics made for all of you guys. You can see them here in the chat. Now I have a team Google Drive. Okay, so when you open this Google Drive, it's our team Power Marketing Drive. You're going to see a folder called NEM 3.0. Spend some time playing with all these other pictures, guys. We got install pics, 30 of them. You could post one every other day if you want. Team install. NEM 3.0, you're going to find those NEM pictures that are right here. You need to post these and text them and put them on Instagram, put them on Facebook, run ads. If you're ambitious, run a freaking ad. More marketing to come this week from Power though. Okay. So NEM 3.0 is huge. And here's a little script that I've been sending my clients as well with 2 articles to reinforce the NEM 3.0. April 13th is the deadline. Our customers need to sign a contract to go solar by the end of March is what I'm telling people right now. All right, so today's training is to recap some important events and announcements and show you a little bit of nuggets from Jeremy Minor's training. I got some confidential slides here we'll show towards the end, and we'll kind of keep it nice and light. If Jarrett, Tom, Cynthia, Chris want to chime in. So as Jarrett said, just to get into it, feel free to type any questions in the chat, y'all. We just had a 2-day leadership summit, 150 of the tier 3 mentors in San Diego in person. Here's Jeremy Lee Minor with my brother and I, Jonathan Budd, just embracing and loving on everybody. I got Charles and Edgardo and William here. They made me wear these $1 million jackets, and we need to order a couple more jackets because there's a few of you that are crossing that threshold with Power very, very soon. But if you can see here, Jarrett, tell us what the hell happened after dinner on, what was it, Wednesday night? You volunteered to go up to the stage and get hypnotized. Is this real or is this fake?
This is, well, the dinner was really good and we decided to have a nap, but no espresso after dinner. So no, man. Yeah, it's more than real. I mean, look at us. You got to, like, what is that? 12 Solar Warriors, your boy right there, just straight passed out. That was a crazy, interesting moment in time. I think for everybody, an experience. I don't know if anybody's ever been hypnotized before, or you've been to a hypnotist show, didn't know truly what to expect, but yeah, I put myself out there. And you know, people ask me, like, why'd you do that? You know, what'd you do? And I said, you know, because I'm here at a leadership summit and I'm here to learn and grow. And I truly believe growth comes from putting yourself in an uncomfortable position. No one grows just doing the same old, right?
That's right.
So when you put yourself out there just a little bit, you know, that's where you grow and you come from. And I definitely grew from that. That was, yeah, so bottom line, basically, he had us all come on stage and he put us through a trance of hypnosis and everything from the ability to make us go to sleep to making a teddy bear look scary, to us doing bodybuilder and belly dancing competitions. But I think the cherry on top was at the end when I don't even know. Do I explain this? Can somebody else explain? You guys watched it, so.
The power of the subconscious mind, and it hears every single detail. And when he said hypnosis 3 times, he had you in the audience in a trance, and then you charged the stage about to beat him up. And he said, sleep, and you fell to the floor. I mean, the power of the subconscious mind and the things that hold us back. I mean, one of the takeaways here, guys, was we've been hypnotized. Anything you're scared to do, if you're scared to get up and dance in front of a crowd, if you're scared of something holding you back, door knocking, cold calling, you're too young, you're too old, you're not competent enough, you've been brainwashed and hypnotized, and it's all bullshit. And he showed us that the subconscious mind and the brain is more powerful than anything that's been written into your brain and subconscious, and it's powerful. And yeah, I might even explore a one-on-one with him to like help me with business and to help explore different things. So crazy stuff.
It was incredible. Anthony said I had a 7-minute video, but Jared threatened me to take it down. Dude, before we even left, that thing was already on YouTube. He already had getting views and stuff. But no, I'm sure if you want to see it, you can find it. There's probably 100 different angles and versions of that video of me rushing the stage about to rip that dude's head off. But yeah, good times, incredible times. That was a lot of fun. Like I said, no longer the treadmill guy. I was, hey, you're the guy. Almost knocked that dude out. Oh man.
Awesome. Well, keep it going here. The goal of the Leadership Summit was to 10x our business in 2023. And I know we all can do that no matter what stage of the business. Creating duplicatable systems that everyone uses is all in, and that was the theme. So just to recap a few quick stats for everyone here, I'm going to breeze through this. In December alone, Power had 12.3 megawatts installed. That's over 12,000 kilowatts of solar. If you divide by 8 or 9 kilowatts, you can figure out how many systems were installed. It's our record month. Over 8.6 million in commissions were paid out in 1 month. And over 554,000 were paid out just in finance rebates, guys. We had people making $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $6,000, just in finance rebates that Power is now paying us. So you can see here, over 1,534 people in Power alone were paid some commission. Over 305 were paid over $8,000 a month, trending 6 figures. 73 people made over 20 grand in 1 month. 34 people made over 30 grand. 12 people made over $50,000 in 1 month. 5 people made over 90,000. 3 people in Power made over $100,000 in the month of December, and 1 person made over $180,000 in 1 month. So this is truly remarkable what they're paying out here. And when you look back at 2022, in just 3 years, you can see our revenue, 96 million, 2020, 188 million, 323 million. In just 3 years, it's my opinion that we've done this faster than any other nationwide company before us. And it's pretty remarkable. One of the things they said, they referenced Power is still being a child, still being 4, 5, 6 years old, guys. Like, this is just 3 years. That's it. We're still growing up. We have a lot of maturing to do. 74 million in commissions paid last year. 7,200 sellers on our platform. Over 200 enterprises, over 180 installers. We launched in 22 markets now. And the total CO2 sequestered and the impact on the planet is just nuts. Over 4 billion pounds of CO2 from all the solar that we're deploying. So yeah, we're just getting started. We're just getting warmed up. And the virtual site survey, that photo pack, we did over 3,000 last year alone, giving us a 3-day cycle time. So the homes that do qualify, not really batteries or ground mounts, things like that, or older homes right now, but the homes that do qualify, this is really helping us breeze through. This was just launched last year alone. And we crowdsourced surveyors. So there's over 127 on-demand site surveyors. Some of you like Michael Pham, Sean Dominius, and a few of you guys get to make money doing site surveys. And we're rolling out more markets to do that if you want to get interested in doing that. We just rolled that out last year alone, and we did over 3,300 of them in 1 year, live in 14 states already, and it's making the cycle times faster. So it's pretty remarkable what they've done in less than a year. And as said, that finance rebate, damn, Sean, 80 on-demand site surveys last year. That's awesome, brother. Yeah, and sometimes if I sell in SoCal, I'll request Sean or Mike Pham. Look at those two. They're both here. That's awesome. They're honestly two of the best site surveyors that Power has. So kudos to you guys. That finance rebate is seriously super cool. It pays out the 10th of the following month after you got M2. So if you got an M2 this month of January, you will get that finance rebate 1.5% paid to you the 10th of the next month. Just free money. And of course, we rolled out a brand new 30-year warranty. A third-party company, PowerCare LLC, a separate company that holds the funds that Power keeps money in to protect the warranty of 30 years parts, labor, roof penetrations, over 4,900 sold in 1 year alone for those of you that are adding it in. And the roofing department literally just launched last year for practicality sense. We didn't really have a department prior to that. And we have a new roofing proposal tool now. So make sure to go into Knowledge Base and Power University and take that new roofing certification so that you can request roofing proposals. It's now being requested in power.com in the proposal tab. It's no longer being requested in Solo, and they're coming back really quick and really nice looking, like this example here. Last year, over 5,649 roofing proposals were done. All right, one or two more things here, and then we'll do some shares as well. So for those of you that don't know, sometimes the installers do surveys, designs, and permits. Sometimes Power now does surveys, designs, and permits. That's what we call Power Services. Part of that's the on-demand site surveyors. And it's complicated. You know, which install partners want us to do the survey or the designs? Can we do permit online where allowed? Or do some install partners prefer to do surveys? So it's very complex navigating this. And it was literally done last year alone for the first time, as we just became top 5 nationwide solar companies in the entire industry. So almost 49% of site surveys were done by Power, over 59% of designs, 13% of permits submitted online where we're allowed to do it, and interconnection 74%. This is just going to get better and better and better. Power is staffed up now to handle this. There's designers in place, and we're learning, creating databases. It's been a little rough, you know. LA County fire on batteries in SoCal sucks, and we have learning things to overcome now. And now the laws and permits change for 2022, all new rules, and we have to adapt. So it's pretty amazing to see what's been accomplished. And in operations and maintenance, over 4,100 service requests were done last year alone, and that's getting faster and better with Zendesk and things like that. A quick shout out to Jose Rodriguez, Francisco Jara of Giving Business Soul. They did a breath work, a mindfulness, taught us about flow states. I'm actually listening to an audiobook about flow states and how the Navy SEALs use flow states and Google executives use flow states, and whether it's exercise or breath or some people microdose or whatever it is, literally increasing productivity. And they got on stage and taught us about the different elements of flow. When you're in flow, you know, there's the struggle phase, that first mile of your 5-mile run. Your brain's telling you don't do it. And then the release, and then the flow, and then the recovery. And when you're in this element, you're experiencing selflessness, timeless. You don't know what time it is. You lose yourself. It feels effortless and it feels rich. So that was an amazing breathwork session. if you want to take a screenshot of this or bust out your phone, I'll leave it here for a second. In the middle here, flowmondays.com. You can register if you'd like to do a Monday, 9 a.m. Pacific breathwork meditation. Many of you do it as well already. You can register and get reminders there. One of Power's longtime members, Carol Cole Lewis, is launching a book. It's basically, she's not making anything off of it, totally to help the community and I believe help a nonprofit as well. So she has a solar book that she'd made coming out. So go ahead and take pictures of that. Thank you, Chris, for posting the Flow Mondays website as well. So we have a few more topics to get into, and then I think I want to do some shares as well for y'all. And if anyone wants to jump in here, feel free. I'm going to cover a little bit of the training from Jeremy Lee Minor. If you don't follow him, check him out on Instagram, or if someone wants to drop his Instagram in here, he literally drops tons and tons of nuggets on sales and communication. And right here, step one, becoming a problem finder and a problem solver, not a product pusher. And this is something that he'll teach us more too at the March virtual convention. Asking the right questions and asking them at the right time, especially with the right tone in the conversation, can truly help your guys' sales ability. Connecting questions. So we got a few slides here of examples and tonality. Yeah, thank you, Sean. You know, here's an inbound lead example. Can you hear me okay? Okay, so it looks like you booked on the calendar about possibly looking at ways to lock in your rate and save money on your electric bill. Is that right? So you're disarming them. You're not giving them the normal cues, why you're the best, why they have to do it. You're saying possibly in the right tone. And then you're already dropping seeds, planting seeds for the results, locking in a rate, saving money. Is that right? So you're already going to the results. You're not selling the thing, you're selling the results of the thing. It's all emotions and results, right? So keep that in mind in your presentations. Jarrett, why don't you go ahead and read this one off, if that's cool.
Yeah, no problem. So I'm the rep, right? So the first part of this call is pretty basic. It's more of us to find out a bit more about who you're using now, your usage, what type of rate hikes they've been making you pay, compared to you're trying to get your own, trying to get your bill down to see what the gap looks like, to see if we can help. And then towards the end of the call, if you feel that this might be what you're looking for, we could talk about the possible next steps. Would that help you?
Nice.
And my bad, I didn't do the gap. I should have done the gap when I was talking about the gap, so they could physically see the gap of the rate hikes and that gap.
So you're always building the gap, right?
Absolutely.
And if anyone wants to type in the chat what they noticed in here, what type of rate hikes they've been making you pay. I mean, that's a great line. You're automatically putting in their head that they're getting rate hikes and asking them what they're going to make them pay.
Against their will. I mean, they're making them, they're forcing them to do this, right? As if they have no other options, but you are that option.
And always building that gap, what we're going to do, the results, and where you're currently at or going. So always building that gap. Tom, let's go. Let's have you read this one out.
Oh, this is a good one.
Who are you using now for your electric? And what was like the main reason that you chose them, Jarrett?
I didn't have a choice.
Oh, are you opposed to homeowners having a choice?
No, not at all. I wish I had one.
So obviously, most of the time, unless you're in Texas and you have 400 options, right? I mean, most of the time people don't have a choice. So this is a little bit cheesy, but it gets to the point that, you know, they like choices. You know, you're getting them to agree, you're getting them, you know, down the road of what it takes to, you know, make a decision about choosing a different provider for their electricity, which is themselves with solar panels on their roof.
Right. And can you imagine actually like during the beginning of your call, but kind of doing it nonchalant, just being like, yeah, so who do you guys have for PG&E? You know, they're like, or who do you have for your electric? They're like, PG&E. Okay. And what was the reason you guys chose them?
Yeah.
They're like, what do you mean chose them? Like, I had a choice. Right. So like, it's kind of fun. You catch them off guard.
All right, Jarrett, take this one.
Okay. Okay, well, how it works, when it works. And just so you're aware, I'm not sure if we could do anything yet. And I'd have to know more about your roof and your home first, but instead of having to buy a $30,000 solar panel system, we are able to offer you the electricity and the panels you produce, and that electricity costs for far less than if you were to buy it from the power lines. Now, if we are getting a little ahead of ourselves because some people we can't even help, I should probably ask.
Nice. Yeah, and this one, some of his clients like to sell PPAs and leases. So some of the verbiage here might be leaning towards that way, but a few things I see in this, guys, is you're disarming them, right? I'm not sure if we could do anything yet. Well, what happens when someone says that? They kind of want it. You know, I don't know if this is a good fit for you.
Yeah, that was something Charles actually always did in the beginning, right? You know, he coached on that, saying, hey, you know, we'll take a look to see if you qualify for solar. You know, there's only so many percentage of people that are even eligible to go solar. I want to find out if that works for you. But yeah, the takeaway definitely disarms them.
All right, let's do this one. So your electric bills, could you tell me a little bit about those, Jarrett? I know most of the year they're probably really low. What has it gotten up to recently? Like, what have they raised your rates by, say, in the past 6 to 12 months?
Gosh, I'm not sure. I don't know.
Well, let me show you a picture of Joe and Sally's bill down the street here. They were at 15 cents 6 years ago, and now they're at 31 cents. So we are able to get that savings way down for them because they qualified or whatever it is. So using a story or an example here is one of the things. But one of the takeaways here, guys, is your electric bills. When you say, I know most of the year they're pretty low, you're downplaying it. You know, if you say, hey, you probably had high, super high summer bills, they're not going to want to say yes all the time. But if you say, oh, they're probably pretty low, you know, is that why we're on the call? You're downplaying it and you're getting them to say the opposite.
For sure, especially imagine if I'm the prospect, or imagine if that prospect, you know, they have like $400 or $500 bills, right? But if you just said, yeah, I know most of the year you're usually pretty low. I'm like, what do you mean low, dude? That's why we're on the call. I'm paying like $400 or $500. You know, so yeah, pretty good.
Yep, and I think this is kind of leading into that next story there that I just did. Yeah, if you look here, share your screen or point at a bill, it's gone from 13 cents a kilowatt to 28 cents a kilowatt in the last 3 years. So it's just doubled the bill is all, you know, downplaying it. On average in this area, it's only been about a 7 to 9% per year increase.
Only
Been about.
Yeah, Nick, hey, that's a true stat. I tell everybody. PG&E raised their rates 22% last year alone. On flipping real.
Wild. So the ABDs of selling is always be disarming. And that's what Jeremy teaches in a lot of his courses and on his social media, Instagram, and what he'll be giving us again in the virtual March convention. Always be disarming. And I think honestly, that's what's worked for me a lot of times. People that watch my sales presentations, they literally say, Jonathan, you seem like you don't care. You seem like you don't care if they buy or not. Like, and that works for me, and it works for some people. Because as soon as you go into the sales tactic and you're the bull in the room or the Zoom, people's guards go up, their defenses go up. So if you just roll in and you start disarming and you're casual and you're not sure if they can qualify, your bills are probably low. We don't know if this is a good fit. It often works the opposite, and people do get really interested.
And
Jared,
Jonathan, just a thought that I had is, as we were going through this a couple days ago, think about this disarmingness in your Facebook and social media posts as well. If you just every day try and sell solar with a post, and it's like hard sales on your social media, people are just going to ignore you after a while. People don't get on social media to be sold stuff. They get on social media to get entertained, to learn something, to feel some kind of emotion. So, we talked about that a couple of weeks ago with Solar Mike. But think about this stuff as well with your social media, about creating curiosity about solar.
absolutely. The hard sale on social media gets no likes, no interest, no nothing. But the funny post or the selfie or the video often gets way, way more. Jarrett, why don't you do this one with the gestures and the tonality if people want to pay attention here.
All right. Yeah, this was a fun one. So between you and I and off the record, okay, what's the real reason why you're looking to possibly go solar rather than just paying all the rate hikes?
I love that. So when someone says, let me look into this and get back to you. Let me review this and get back to you. No problem.
And absolutely, totally get it. But let me ask you a question, between you and me, and this be off the record, but what's the real reason you're looking to go solar other than, prevent all these rate hikes?
It's a good one. So
Yes.
the gesture, guys, because when something's off the record, it's okay to share. You're disarming them. They feel like they can share their feelings or what's really going on. And you do the air quotes, whether you're on Zoom or in person, between you and I, just off the record.
But and it's that tonality, right? It's that tonality, kind of getting personal. I said between me, I'm looking around, like making sure no one else is around me. I'm like, between you and I, right? Like getting down, getting serious. Yeah.
I love it.
NLP.
Yep. So building the pain, selling the results, disarming, tonality, the right questions at the right time. This is our job. And I think this is what separates a lot of the best and the greats from some of the newbies. And I think we have to really, really incorporate this into our pitch. When you can have a homeowner sell themselves, plant the seeds, get them to say it, when they're actually selling themselves, that's mastery level. Selling with stories is like intermediate level. You're using stories and examples to sell. You telling someone why you're the best, that's novice, right? That's beginner level. So there's different levels of selling. And I think Jeremy hits on some of the advanced levels for sure.
And I'll just speak to that about telling them the best, why you're the best. Like you said, that's novice. Getting them to tell you why you are the best, that's expert level.
That's right. That's right. He did this example where, tell me why I should go with you. He went around the room. Tell me why I should go with you. Oh, well, we have the best panels or the best warranty or this. And well, what would your Sunrun competitor or SunPower competitor say? Oh, we're the best company. We're the biggest company. We have the best equipment. So if you go into that line of talk and reasoning, their guard just goes up. You're just like every other salesperson. And the moment we realize that and ask the right questions, I think we'll just do a lot better in our sales and closing percentages. All right, I have one or two more things, and we can do some shares here. So one of the coolest things we did at the San Diego Leadership Conference was put up sticky notes of things that we want to improve on across different departments and different categories. And Power literally condensed all the feedback, put it into some slides, and incorporated it into things they're working on or adding things that need to be worked on. So just so you know, things that they're working on actively from the feedback that we gave them: having more control on the front end of the project, welcome calls, site surveys, change orders. There's going to be more customization in performing a welcome call ourselves and selecting site surveys that they showed us that's being worked on in the software. More control over the survey process, as said, improved proposal process, PM communication, quality and training, better market specific training, which is those regional office hours Bobby Smith's going to be really rolling out, and that's only going to benefit us all. New financing product selections. I think Dean, the CTO, mentioned that we'll literally see the different monthlies and pricing for some of the top loans. So making that product hot sheet even better and even more visibility and numbers. With that, installer quality and accountability, holding the installers accountable to finish the inspections and finish the projects and all that sort of stuff. A little bit better day of install communication. What's the arrival window? Is the power going to go out? Are we having to come back? What if there's an escalation? Who's communicating with who? The O&M speed, operations and maintenance, that's post-install, guys. So if a customer has issues after install, that's operations and maintenance. More marketing tools and flyers coming, leads and lead gens, nurturing campaigns, CRM, funnels, NEM3 training and marketing assets, advanced training, better status and milestone updates for us and our homeowners. So Power definitely hears a lot of the feedback. Also things that they want to start working on. I don't think that they quite are yet, but better functional mobile experience for power.com to allow us to work our business mobile. Improving Power Pair, selecting the right tier 3s and mentors for the jobs and getting people to use that more, the Power Pair. Better visibility, team and KPIs, improving the adders, getting them dialed in, more accurate. It's called MSA, Master Service Agreement, with a lot of these installers. So getting that dialed in more. More video-based updates and assets and PM pipeline reviews. And they did show what's called a as sold, as designed, or a scope of work, right?
Oh.
So when you sell a job.
That's so awesome. I mean, that was like, wow.
Yeah. It's been in the works for a bit. It's a massive undertaking. It's going to help avoid some of the late stage adders and hold more people accountable. But it's a hard stop before proceeding, saying, okay, roof check, electrical check, relocation cost, panel cost. Here's all the costs. Installer agreed, power agreed, homeowner approved designs. Okay, now we're moving forward. A true cost and scope of work there. So, that's some of the stuff that I had to share. I know Tom or Rick or Cynthia or Chris, if you guys want to share more about the leadership summit, some takeaways or things that really were impactful to you, or you want to share with the team here, please feel free, or any tier 3s that were there for that matter. And we'll do some Q&A here in a few minutes as well.
Yeah, and Jonathan, really quick, just on what you were talking about, all the future enhancements that are coming aboard. I thought one of the coolest things, one of my big takeaways from this was realizing that this is our company. We are molding this company to be the company that we want it to be. I mean, Power literally, this was genius. They had some of the top 150 top producers in the company all in a room together at the same time and said, give us your wish list. tell us what you want to see. Where do you want your improvements? We hear you. And it is extremely productive. I mean, listen, power's not perfect. There is no perfect company out there, right? We all make mistakes, but they strive for perfection. They are constant, they're never satisfied. They're continuing to grow. This was like, that meant so much to me that like literally that we are forming this company to make it become what we want it to be. Seeing Tom and Cynthia up on stage, giving their dream scenario, right? Talk about that. That was powerful. That was really amazing, and just honored and blessed to be with the best company in the world, man.
Love it. Couldn't agree more. They are always improving and adding things and fixing things and listening literally every few weeks, every other month. It's insane. All right, Cynthia, please share.
Hey guys. So I would say, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. So my favorite thing about going to anywhere where power people are is the masterminding. That alone is worth it. Not to mention that we had an amazing speaker, Jeremy, and I always get a couple of good nuggets, not only from my colleagues, but also from the speaker. Jeremy was awesome, and that alone was worth everything. So if you guys haven't been, if you guys did not get to go, I know some people were a little hesitant because of the ticket price. It was worth thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. And I'll tell you what, even sitting at a table with some of the people who are newer to power, I learned so much from new people, from experienced people, from people who have been in the industry forever, people who've sold a ton of deals, or people who have sold almost no deals. You just never know like what nuggets you're going to get from people you are masterminding with. And I just feel like I left with so much that's going to help me. So it was a really good start to the year, really good kickoff to the year. I feel fired up. If anything, you leave with a ton of motivation. So that's all I have. Just those are my takeaways, tons of motivation, tons of nuggets that I got from absolutely everyone that was there. And it's always just so good to see people in real life, because we're always behind, we're always on Zoom. So that's my social time. Thanks,
That's
guys.
right. Thank you, Cynthia. And you've been on stage multiple times. You're an amazing leader representing women in power and solar. But a lot of people got to go to the headquarters for the first time that have never been before. Maybe some of you out there got to see the 360 stage, got to shake Jonathan Budd's hand, got to get that motivation and feel the leaders from other parts of other states, and couldn't agree more. And Scott Crum made the drive down from NorCal, Tier 3 mentor, probably first time to the headquarters as well.
Exactly. I was going to say that the headquarters blew my mind. I went there thinking, it's going to be a little business. It's going to be a little something, the stage, but the whole presence, how you can tell it's a place people want to be, people want to work. That was probably one of the most impressive things of the whole trip. I'm going to kind of step on what she just said as well. When I was there the whole time, I was getting nuggets from everybody. I was picking stuff up from people I haven't talked to or never ever shake hands with the first time. I loved that. It motivated me. The biggest factor for me was that, and I tell this to a lot of people in my downline that question, why are we doing it this way? Why is power going here? Why are we having these problems? I've been in business a long time. I'm 59 years old. This company is actively trying to get better every single day. That's probably the biggest takeaway I could take from this whole thing is, if you're not happy, sit back. It's going to change. It's going to get better. And there'll be some more problems, and it's going to get better. And there'll be some more problems, and it's going to get better. But they're constantly trying to get things better. I love the wish listing. I love that we actually had input to see where we're going to go, CRMs, and the whole process of improving, making the teams better. I was very, very encouraging. I'm very, very happy I went.
I love it. Scott,
Yeah.
tell us about this Wednesday, tomorrow night, actually, ladies and gentlemen, tomorrow night in person. I think you and Tom and a few others have an event.
Yes, we do. In Fresno, we'll be doing the presentation of the business with the master himself, Mr. Tom. I'll have a little bit in there, speak a little bit. We'll also have Chris and Bill, who are just two amazing people. So it's if you're in the Fresno or Central California area at all, and you have somebody you're interested in bringing to the business, you need to come. You need to come watch. It's going to be fantastic. We did this together last month, Bill and Chris and I, and we had great results. Now we're going to have the encyclopedia of solar with us with Tom. It's going to be just fantastic.
Love it,
6
guys.
p.m. Doubletree Hotel, downtown Fresno.
That's right.
Yep, love it. Thank you. And this is one of the many ways I used to build my business. If I knew people up in NorCal anywhere, I would send them this event. I would drip on them. One time or twice, I would run an ad on Facebook around Fresno and target solar pros and invite them to this event, guys. So please don't hesitate using in-person events like this that these leaders are running for us to invite and build into. Lisa Manson, my friend from Texas, came to San Diego. What do you have to share?
Hey, you guys, it was fantastic. I picked up so many nuggets, and wanted to give a shout out to Raisa. Jonathan Budd said something that really struck home. We are business owners, independent business owners. And I don't use, potty language usually, but it's just like, if you've got projects that are stuck, don't bitch about it, do something about it, right? And he gave a perfect example where she had a project stuck in, I don't remember if it was Massachusetts or New Jersey, and it had to do with permitting, and the permit office, the people there had been laid off. Nobody was working the permit department. Well, she took the initiative. Instead of laying back and saying my project is stuck or it's going to cancel, she called the freaking mayor and made it happen. And so I just want to give a shout out there. That was a real light opener, for me, because oftentimes I've done that. I've said, well, it's stuck in permitting. I'm waiting on my project manager. I'm taking the initiative. My projects aren't going to be stuck for long after that. So Race, I don't know if you're on the call or not, just know that what those little nuggets that you pick up by attending these types of events can be life changing, just light bulbs going off. So absolutely, we're independent business owners, and I just love Power. It was so fantastic. Seeing you, Jonathan, and Tom Cotter, and Jared up on the stage getting hypnotized, my partner. What an amazing experience. So thank you.
Love it. Thank you for that share. And one or two things they did announce is that Hawaii and New York are on the roadmap. New York has a lot of intricacies and red tape that we're going to have to overcome, and Hawaii might be a little sooner. And I don't know if Rick, you want to share your feedback from the Leadership Summit. I know Rick and Charles had one or two heavy hitters from Hawaii in person, but what do you want to share, Rick?
Yeah, we're going to be rolling out Hawaii pretty quickly here, and Ryan Park and some other people coming on board to really blow that market up. But yeah, just like everybody said, it was just a lot of great feedback, a lot of people that really care about this company, and wow, 150 people, just passionate professionals. And so there's a lot of people giving a lot of great feedback. So thank you for everything you do, guys. Thank you for everybody that attended. And hopefully we double that next time. So that's what I'm looking for.
Yeah, and I know you reference, Rick, a lot, like the hive mind and the communitas.
There's a lot of communitas going on, right? So a lot of people getting together with the same energy and the same vision and really manifesting it. And you can kind of see, gosh, it was just last year where we did this, and we had the virtual convention in the Dallas, and now, and you just see the growth just in 1 year, how far we've come. And to see and to think where we're going to be a year from now kind of blows my mind. I'm just blown away by how far and how fast this thing has come. And now I'm able to bring in some of my old friends, some really heavy hitters in the industry that in the past, maybe Power wasn't ready. We weren't ready for that. And now these people like Ryan Park, who's opening Hawaii. These guys go back 20 years in solar. These are some of the original people that founded the solar industry. Now they're coming on board because it's like, okay, they don't want to get left behind. It's like, okay, this thing is real. Maybe a year ago, the conversation was a little bit different. It was kind of just, in its more immature stages. But now, the cat's out of the bag, the secret's out there. And yeah, people of really high stature are now coming on board, and that's why I'm super excited about where this thing's going to be a year or 2 years, 3 years, 5 years from now. Also want to give a shout out. I don't know if he's still on, but my homeboy Emmett Summers. So Emmett got some props. He was number 3 on the seller list in December. And then Tyler Ingley, who was number 1 in December as well. So those 2 names, if you guys don't know, are also, solar legends as well. So Emmett's run sales for Sunrun and Durango and literally built some of the biggest, companies in this industry. And Emmett's fully on board now as well. So these are some of the names, again, some of the people that are really kind of all in, like the conference title was, all in. And so it was kind of really refreshing to see that some really heavy hitters are all in at this point.
Absolutely. All right, guys, we'll keep the recording going for another minute or two. I know we're at the top of the hour, but if Chris, Chaz, Danny, David Moya, JC, Trey, any new or veterans want to do a little bit more shares, please feel free. Randy, would you like to unmute yourself?
Yeah, for Hawaii, which island? Is it Oahu or one of the others?
It's going to be every island except for Kauai. Now, just to caution you guys, Hawaii it's an intricate market. There's a lot that needs to be known about Hawaii in order to sell in it. So it's going to be a slow walk when we open it. We're not just going to, probably just won't open it up to everybody. There may actually be certification required to sell into it because of the intricacies in it. It's a 100% battery attachment market. So we're going to have safeguards to make sure that people are selling the jobs the right way, especially when we open a new market like that. But yeah, it'll be every island except for Kauai, which is ironically the island that Ethan lives on. So go figure.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Yep.
What's up, Bill?
Hey, I just wanted to add, I was really excited to be at the Leadership Summit. Great people. A couple things that people didn't talk about are the 3-phase selling strategy mastermind that Jim Bunch put out there, how to engage them, the 5 steps, and then enroll them and compel them. So a 10-step process. I thought that was really powerful. Like to see that drilled down and worked on. And then the CEO checklist that we went through, I think, that could be something shared to everybody that wasn't able to attend, and maybe like to see a place where people could, review what they put together and get feedback on it. Be helpful for everybody. But amazing, it was nice to win the all expenses paid trip to Carlsbad, 8 miles up the road for me for the 5-star mania. But man, I'm so glad. I mean, I was going anyways, but it was really nice to be there and see everybody.
Awesome, Bill. Thanks for sharing. Yeah, good reminders here on the CEO checklist. I'm pulling up my binder right now. Victor, what's up, sir?
Hey, Jonathan. Good morning. I heard you guys say New York and Hawaii. I heard at one time Michigan was going to be in the first quarter. Is that still on the table? And as if there's a time frame?
I don't know if anyone else wants to answer that.
I don't, again, we put together a list of top markets. I think the focus this year is going to be on optimizing the markets that we are in, and maybe, 1 or 2 new markets as opposed to 6 or 7. I know that Michigan was on that short list, but I don't see it, it's possible. Anything's possible. It could be later this year, but as of right now, the focus is Hawaii, New York, Puerto Rico. And then, we may figure out something different by the end of the year. But, again, the focus is not to let's just go into 10 states in 1 year. It's really to get it right.
Hey, to Rick's point, though, you guys, if there's a market that you're looking for, you're excited about, right? You got a lot of contacts there, be the leader that helps open up that market. It takes installers, it takes sales reps, it takes a lot. It's not just, hey, open up. But if hey, I got connections with like 3-4 installers, they'd love to make it happen. Talk with leadership they'll put you in the right place. And if it makes sense, you could be the one that helps open up that market in the area that you desire.
Yeah, good advice, Jarrett. Opening up Ohio, I connected with a few team leaders out there, a business owner, and then we had the installer Gemini on board as well, and you know, joining Enterprise Pro, and proved a case why, and got a few leaders in that market, and then open the market. So yeah, great.
Reno was one of those, right? Everybody was trying to open up Reno. So yeah, be the leader.
I'm going to go ahead and put into the chat here the CEO checklist that Bill was referring to, as well as the onboarding. If you're new here, it's probably on knowledge base as well, but if you would like the CEO checklist and an onboarding checklist, go ahead and download these files in the chat. And I'll go ahead and end this recording in just a second with a final reminder here of all the different trainings. Enterprise on Power Calendar, Women of Solar. Jordan Shaw will be training NEM 3.0 this Thursday. Our onboarding, Chris Brunasso will be teaching on Building with Bobby this Friday, and that virtual convention March 3rd and 4th, with another amazing masterclass February 8th. So screenshot this, take a picture with your phone, get a few in your calendar, and let's have an amazing start of the year. I know a lot of us at this Leadership Summit had an amazing start. Hopefully we conveyed that to you. So Jarrett, Tom, Rick, and everyone else, thank you so much for your shares and helping with this training.
Thank you, guys. Have a fantastic week, everyone.